Hello, everyone. Joining us today, Father Pat Garrett, our pastor here at St. Simon and Jude. And we before we move on, and before Father Pat answers a couple questions, we've talked about COVID before. We've talked about what to do and how to be smart as we navigate our way through it. But in the last 24 to 48 hours, we're being told that the numbers are going up, and 5,000 new cases in Texas on Monday. 678 active cases in Montgomery County now, which is a new record. That is up 51 cases from the last reporting period, 88 total hospitalizations in Montgomery County. And we have currently 24 persons in ICU in hospitals in Montgomery County. So the numbers continue to go up. And we talked about it in our last video, Father, how we're doing, what we're doing to continue to be smart about this. But these new numbers, do they mean anything different for us or new for us as a parish community?
Yeah, well, the archdiocese looking at those numbers last week, reiterated, right, or more forcefully reiterated that we had to really look at our parish activities, opening up our classrooms for meetings, things like that. To really look cautious at that, and maybe now's not the time to be reopening for things like that. So that's kind of changed a little bit. We were planning on having a vacation Bible school at VDS. We were planning on that being at least having 40 kids here for the vacation Bible school. We were also going to do a live stream option, but now it'll all be the live stream option, right? We've decided not to have the event here. We've been talking about opening up our rooms for meetings, and so we've kind of backed off and held off on that for now. We're still making plans. We're still scheduling meetings and things like that for the fall with the hope. But I just think right now we all need to just be that much more prudent about our decision making, right? I mean, I've been struck more than by the numbers, by kind of how it started to hit home a little more personally, right? Members of the staff who are quarantining or going to get tested and all because they've been in close contact with someone, a relative or a friend or someone at an event they were at that has come down with the COVID-19. So it's become a lot more personal, and so it should give us all a chance to pause. The good news out of it, right, seems to be that the mortality rate, right, seems to be coming down, right? The deaths aren't going up, while the hospitalization rate and certainly the number of infections, but we got to remember this is still a vicious disease, and where it has very little impact on people that are younger, people that are healthy, right? For people that are older, people with pre-existing conditions, it's still something to be concerned about. And it's still a very vicious disease for those people. And so we need to take the prudent precautions that we can, and both here at the church and in everything that we do.
You mentioned the death rate. It is 34 in Montgomery County since the beginning of the outbreak. Back in March, I guess it was. You're learning how to work from home yourself. I see now you're joining us today from the dining room of the rectory.
Yes. So our internet went down yesterday in those storms we had yesterday. It fried our internet box. So I'm learning how to work from home, right? I'm joining everyone in working from home now.
Well, it's working well. I think we had a couple of seconds that ticked off where there was some jumbled audio, but nothing significant that we can't work around there. But and I'll ask you one final question, Father, and again, it's a question that we've touched on before, given the season for the year of communion that we're in. and the focus on St. Pope John Paul II, his "Do not be afraid" statement that he made, and he carried throughout his pontificate. But again, going a little bit further into that, how do we, as people who live in a place where the pandemic seems to be spiking, how do we not be afraid and be smart and make our way through this?
Yeah. It's to not be driven by the fear, right? There are reasons to be cautious about it, and we need to be cautious. We need to be prudent, right? So we need to make those prudent decisions, and then know that there's a bigger picture, right? That the Lord is with us, and the Lord is always present with us. So we can't be frozen in that fear, right? But at the same time, we do need to be respectful of the fear, respectful of the virus, and make prudent decisions. We need to pray, right? I mean, that is, I keep coming back on that, right? That right now more than ever, we need to stop in prayer. We need to recognize how our fears, our frustrations, our anxieties, all of that are playing upon us, right? And how that's changing us as a person, and we've got to be really cautious about letting that happen. So daily is just so important. Just have that one moment each day where you just kind of do a gut check and see where you are, and turn things over to the Lord. Again, recognize the things that you can control, and really work to control those things that you can control. But at the same time, you got to turn the rest over to the Lord and just make prudent decisions about how to go forward, how to be cautious in this environment.
Okay, Father Pat, thanks for your time again. We'll let you get back to work. I know you're quite busy these days, and you're in the dining room. Father Kay is there with you. Tell him it's time to eat.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Thanks, Father, and we appreciate your time, and talk to you soon.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.